My name is Bunny Galvin, and I went to Indian Residential School at McIntosh, Ontario. I came from a family of 19 children. I was about maybe the fifth or sixth child. I was 2 years old when I went to the school, when I was taken there. And I don't remember who carried me into the school, but I remember the big grandfather clock chiming when I came in the door.
Okay, some of my family members and ancestors were taken away from their mothers and fathers and brought to residential schools. Residential schools spread out all across Canada and some places in Inuit.
My great-grandmother was taken for residential school, and my uncles were also placed in residential schools, and also many other community members. Its separated family caused anxiety.
My mom's name is Victoria Barber, maiden name Ignace. She was born into a big family. I think there was 13 or 14 siblings, and she doesn't know a lot of them. She didn't get the opportunity to grow up with her family. There really wasn't many connections. She stayed with her one sister throughout their time in Children's Aid. And yeah, it was the 60s scoop. Like they were taken from their home when they were 8 years old and separated from all their brothers and sisters. They weren't allowed to see their family. When she was taken, she actually spoke full Ojibwe. And by the time she got to reconnect with her mom at the end of her time in care, she didn't speak a word of Ojibwe.
What happened to them was their hair was cutted. They weren't allowed to speak their language or do their culture. And many were treated awful, which is sad to me because everything and everyone deserves to be loved.
I was there for 13 years. And so therefore I never knew my parents. And that's how I grew up. You got up in the morning and you went to Mass. And then after that you went for breakfast. After breakfast you did your chores, which was like you had to make your beds and, sweep and dust, because you have to learn how to keep everything clean. Every day then it was the same thing. And then you had to go to chapel, of course.
During residential school, I feel like our language was lost, some culture is lost, and that has like intergenerational impact as, now I can't speak the language. My mother understands the language but can't fully speak the language.
I would say maybe 50 or 60 girls, and we all stayed all together on the one side of the school. On the other side of the school was all the boys. And I would say maybe there was always less boys than girls. But we seen each other in church. When you were bad, once in a while you would get the strap. So we got a strap on our hand. Well, and then you knew that you couldn't do these things, that you were doing bad, whatever it was. I don't remember what I did, but I remember getting the strap, and that was it.
The records show that my grandma and grandpa tried to get the children back, and then they tried several times. They went to court over it, and they were never able to get their children back, which is really sad. They were under the impression that their parents never tried to get them back. So they grew up really feeling left out, hurt. They grew up with a lot of pain because of that.
I believe the connection between cultural, physical, and mental wellness to be really strong. When one is stripped of their culture, their language, they lose their self-identity, and it can cause confusion, a loss of identity, which can impact mental health and well-being. Social identity is also known to be a social determinant of health, which can impact individual health and wellness.
So I grew up not knowing my culture very much. I don't view culture as just going to powwows and dancing at powwows. It's the way you carry yourself. It's the way you interact with the people around you. It's your language, your customs, your traditions, your teachings, your interaction with the land. To me, that's what culture is. It's all those things.
I think it's important to learn the culture and do the things that the culture has to offer. It's very good for them to know how to survive. They'll live a healthy life. They're going to garden. They're going to pick berries. They're going to do all these things. Fish, hunt, and you can live that way. Very simple.
Culture is important is because it keeps us together as a family.
Culture to me is community connection. It's also understanding your roots and where you come from. It's cultural ceremony, attending powwows. It's knowing who you are. It's a self-identity. Healing to me is acknowledgement of the harm and the harm done by both parties, the person doing the harm and the person receiving the harm. It's processing those emotions. It's using your social networks and community to help heal and process those emotions, and it's maintaining a positive outlook and moving forward and creating a future for our children. Well, I feel like it's important to carry on that knowledge to future generations. I already feel like some of it has been lost, that needs to be regained, and it needs to thrive so that we can continue to pass that on.
With reconciliation, it's very important that we view everyone as equals, and I don't want them growing up with hate. They are going to grow up with the intergenerational trauma and have those issues throughout life, so we will help them through that. But I really don't want my children to grow up with a form of hatred.
Reconciliation to me means like acknowledgement of the past, present, and future, and it's an opportunity to learn from the past and to build a brighter future for upcoming Indigenous youth.
You know, we can get there. If we just need to educate, share our knowledge, and be good role models for each other.